1. The delivery that went wrong. My name is Lucas Hale, and I used to have the most boring job in the galaxy. I was a courier pilot. Not a soldier, not an explorer, not some heroic captain discovering new worlds. I delivered packages. In the late 23rd century, humanity had spread across several star systems, and the fastest way to move small cargo between colonies was through independent pilots like me. Companies paid us to carry important deliveries through jump gates and unstable hyperspace routes. Most of the time it was simple. Pick up the cargo, fly to the destination, get paid. But one delivery changed everything. The package was small, a metallic container sealed with high-level security locks. The client paid triple the usual rate and gave very strict instructions. Do not open the container. Do not alter the route. Do not stop until you reach the coordinates. I didn't ask questions. When someone pays that much money, curiosity becomes dangerous. So I followed the instructions and flew toward a distant system I had never visited before. What I didn't realize was that the coordinates didn't lead to a trading station. They led straight into an alien royal ceremony. 2. The strange planet. The planet was called Vaeloria. At least, that's what my ship's translator eventually identified it as. It was beautiful. Massive floating mountains drifted in the sky, glowing rivers of light flowed across the landscape, and strange crystal structures rose like towers across the surface. But something else caught my attention immediately. Ships. Hundreds of them. Alien ships of every shape imaginable surrounded the planet's orbit. Some looked like living creatures. Others looked like ancient stone temples floating in space. It didn't look like a normal gathering. It looked like a galactic event. My navigation system beeped. Destination reached. The coordinates pointed directly toward one massive glowing structure on the surface. I hesitated. Probably just a big diplomatic meeting, I muttered. Courier pilots deliver things to weird places all the time. So I descended. That was my first mistake. 3. The ceremony. The moment I landed, I realized something was very wrong. Thousands of aliens surrounded the enormous palace courtyard. Music echoed through the air, strange instruments producing deep, melodic sounds. Bright lights floated above the crowd like stars. Every alien was dressed in elaborate ceremonial clothing. Then I saw the centerpiece of the entire event. At the far end of the courtyard stood a massive golden platform, and on it, an alien woman wearing a glowing white gown. Her skin shimmered like silver under the light. Long blue hair flowed down her back, and her eyes glowed softly like distant stars. She was the most beautiful being I had ever seen. The crowd suddenly grew quiet. A tall alien priest raised his hands. Let this sacred union begin. My brain finally caught up. Oh no! This wasn't a diplomatic meeting. This was a wedding. An alien wedding. And somehow, I had landed right in the middle of it. 4. The terrible timing. I quietly started backing away from the ceremony. No problem, I whispered to myself. Just leave quietly. But the moment I turned around, the crowd suddenly parted. All eyes turned toward me. The priest frowned. You arrive exactly on time. I froze. Sorry. He stepped closer, examining me carefully. The chosen groom has arrived. The crowd gasped in excitement. My brain stopped working. Wait, I said quickly. You've got the wrong guy. But the priest pointed toward the sky. The stars themselves guided you here. No, I said firmly. My GPS guided me here. The alien bride turned toward me. Her glowing eyes studied my face carefully. And then she smiled. The crowd erupted in cheers. I had a very bad feeling about this. 5. The mistake that became law. 2 guards gently but firmly escorted me toward the golden platform. Guys, I whispered. Big misunderstanding. They didn't respond. The priest spoke again. According to ancient Vaelorian tradition, the groom must arrive from the sky at the exact moment the ceremony begins. I pointed at myself. I'm just a delivery pilot. The priest nodded calmly. Yes. That proves your humility. No, I insisted. It proves I'm lost. But the crowd was celebrating too loudly to hear me. The alien bride stepped closer. Up close, she was even more stunning. Her eyes held a strange warmth. My name is Princess Alienra, she said softly. Her voice was like music. I am honored the stars chose you. I'm pretty sure the stars didn't. The priest raised his hands again. The ceremony will begin. I whispered to Alienra. Is there any way to cancel this? She tilted her head curiously. Why would we cancel destiny? Oh no. 6. The ritual. The ceremony was complicated. Alien symbols appeared in the air. Energy rings floated around us. The priest chanted in a language that sounded ancient and powerful. Meanwhile, I stood there trying to figure out how my life had gone this wrong. Alienra gently placed her hand in mine. Her touch was warm, comforting. You are nervous, she said softly. I accidentally attended your wedding. Yes. And now everyone thinks I'm Groom. Yes. You don't see the problem? She smiled. I see fate. The priest raised a glowing crystal between us. The bond shall now be formed. Suddenly, the crystal pulsed with bright energy. Light surrounded us. I felt a strange warmth spreading through my body. Then the priest declared something that made the entire crowd cheer. The union is complete. I blinked. Wait, that's it. Alienra looked at me with a happy expression. Yes, husband. Oh. Oh no. 7. Married to an alien princess. Within minutes, the entire planet knew. The alien princess had married a human courier pilot. I was escorted into the royal palace while celebrations erupted across the city. Music, fireworks, alien dances. Meanwhile, I sat in a giant royal chamber staring at the ceiling. I can't believe this is happening. Alienra entered the room quietly. She had changed into more comfortable royal clothing, but she still looked like a glowing goddess. You seem troubled, she said. Troubled? I laughed nervously. I accidentally married an alien princess. Yes. You're surprisingly calm about that. She sat beside me. In our culture, marriage is sacred. I agree, I said quickly. But usually people plan it first. Alienra studied my face. Do you regret it? I hesitated. Honestly, I didn't know. 8. The political problem. A few hours later, I learned the real reason the ceremony mattered so much. The royal advisors gathered in the throne room. Their expressions were tense. One elder spoke carefully. The princess was meant to marry a powerful noble from another star system. I nodded. That sounds important. Yes. That alliance would have prevented a war. I stared at him. You're joking. He wasn't joking. My accidental arrival had completely disrupted a massive political arrangement. Another advisor added grimly, the rejected noble house will not accept this insult. So they'll complain? They will declare war. I leaned back slowly. So, just to confirm, yes. My accidental wedding may start an interstellar conflict. Alienra sighed softly. Possibly. I rubbed my face. This day just keeps getting better. 9. The threat. 2 days later, the warning arrived. A massive fleet appeared on the edge of the system. Ships belonging to the rejected noble family. Their message was simple. Return the princess. Or, we will take her by force. The palace filled with tension. Warships prepared for battle. Alienra stood beside me on the balcony, overlooking the city. I am sorry, she said quietly. You did nothing wrong. I should have explained our traditions earlier. I still probably would have landed here. She smiled faintly. The fleet's leader sent one final message. Human, step aside. The princess belongs to our house. I looked at Alira, then back at the giant fleet threatening her planet. Well, I said, I guess I'm officially involved now. 10. The human solution. The Vaelorians expected diplomacy, negotiations, ancient rituals. But I was human, and humans solve problems differently. I contacted the enemy fleet directly. Their commander appeared on the screen. A massive armored alien. You are the human who stole our bride. I prefer the term accidental husband. Return her.
No.
Silence. Then he laughed. You think you can stop us? I smiled slightly. Not alone. Then I activated the signal transmitter on my ship, the emergency beacon every courier carries. Within minutes, dozens of human ships appeared on the system radar. Courier pilots, traders, explorers, people I had helped during my career. Humans have a strange habit. We look out for each other. The alien commander frowned. You would risk war for this human? One of the human captains answered.
Yep.
11. The unexpected alliance. The situation surprised everyone. The alien fleet expected an easy victory. Instead, they faced an entire system united against them. Vaelorian warships, human pilots, even neutral alien traders refused to support the attackers. The commander finally realized the situation had changed. You would risk everything for this marriage? I looked at Alira, then answered honestly, yes. After a long silence, the enemy fleet withdrew. The war was avoided. And somehow, the accidental wedding had created something unexpected, an alliance between humans and the Vaelorian Empire. 12. A marriage that changed the galaxy. A week later, the celebrations returned. But this time, they were calmer, more personal. Alira and I stood together on the palace balcony, watching the glowing city below. You handled that well, she said. I improvised. That seems to be a human specialty. I smiled. So, about this marriage. Yes. Still valid?
She looked amused.
Very. I took a deep breath. Well, I guess if I accidentally married the most beautiful alien in the galaxy. She laughed softly. I could do worse. The stars shimmered above us. And somewhere far away, courier pilots were already telling the story about the human who delivered a package and accidentally became the groom at an alien royal wedding.